Hi lovelies, and welcome back to this channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda's channel. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload a video, you will be the first person to be notified. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us, you guys are the real MVP. Alright lovelies, let's dive into this video.
So lovelies, I came across this video on my For You page on TikTok, and I thought to share with you guys where this sister actually made a lot of sense, regarding the fact that black people are actually different from other POC, and why black people should actually concentrate more about themselves. I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. Please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. Alright lovelies, let's dive into it.
I'm gonna say this: people of color, POCs, black people are not in that mix with y'all. Why do y'all think we always say black people and persons of colors and POCs? The reason we do that is because at any waking moment, POCs can turn on black folks for the sake of their survival. Asians are a prime example of it. And I'm not saying it's all of y'all, but it's majority of y'all. We see it right now going on in the election. As soon as black folks saw a glimpse of hope and safety in this country to survive in Kamala Harris, POCs turned on us real fucking quick. How dare we think of ourselves and we think of our survival and we think of our people first, because we at the beginning have been marching for everybody and their fucking rights. We gave y'all civil rights in this fucking country. How dare we decide to think of us first? Because really and honest, thinking of us thinks of everybody else, because when something happens for us and it's good, it makes it good for everyone else. Because remember, we are the bottom of the totem pole in this fucking country. Yes, we may drive the culture. Yes, we may set the trend, but we are the most hated in this country and we always will be. But we also know when we're fighting, we have to keep our heads on a fucking swivel, because POCs will allow white supremacy to sneak up in them real fucking quick just so they can get on top. And you know who they always looking down at? Black people. Why do you think we never group ourselves in with y'all? Because at the end of the day, we're going to stand alone. Just look at it now. Black folks, majority of black people have turned to Kamala Harris because she has policies put in place that will help us. We think she's the best for Palestine and Gaza. And the third party, which is a lot of POCs and a lot of fake white activists, have decided that, oh, we're going to vote Jill Stein in, even though we know she won't win. But the only thing we're going to do is try to hurt Kamala's chances of getting in office, which will in return hurt black people in this country. But they don't care because it's spiteful. I've already seen them make plenty of posts of knowing that they're not going to win this election. But the whole point is so everybody can suffer under Trump. How fucking selfish is that? And this is why we don't bundle ourselves up with POCs. Because at the end of the day, black people will always stand alone. And at the end of the day, y'all will always look for our voices to fight for y'all. Why? Because it comes natural for us to stand up to anybody and everybody. But this time we looking out for ourselves. And I don't really give a fuck who hates it. Get over it. I'm thinking about minds. I'm thinking about what's best for my people here. What's best for the education system. What's best for healthcare. What's best for women's rights. What's best for gay rights. I don't give a fuck. Don't be mad. It's just facts. At the end of the day, if y'all can save yourselves and leave us behind, y'all will. And it's nothing we're not surprised of. But for once, we're going to pull ourselves on out. We good without you.
Controversial take. People who are talking about voting for Kamala can be a little pissed about it. At least for the week, you know? If you've had a similar experience to mine at all on this app, it's been almost impossible to talk about it. And like, yeah, I've been talking about it this whole time. So you're like, how is it even impossible? It's been impossible to talk about it without incurring like the most harassment I've ever fucking experienced in my life, which is wild to me because it's a fucking election. The amount of hate that people saying vote for Kamala have gotten compared to people saying vote for Donald Trump is ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. Like, how is it more valid to vote for Donald Trump in this moment? That is something that needs to be pushed back on, especially in these last 2 weeks. And don't tell people to not be angry about it. Okay? Like, we get to be angry about it. This comment specifically has just stuck in my mind this entire time, right? And it's not even the worst comment I've gotten like this entire time. A white guy with a neck beard made a video response to one of my videos. I blocked him a long time ago, and he called me a fucking disgusting genocidal troll. do you want to know what the messaging was in my video that he responded to? It was a video where I said, I'm voting for Kamala, but if you feel conflicted about that and you can't do that because you care about Palestine, you should join the uncommitted national movement and follow them. I was called a fucking disgusting genocidal troll for showing solidarity and directing people to the coalition, really making moves with the Democratic Party. And it's just like, so what, like, I'm sorry. It is not solidarity to tell people, fuck your vote, fuck your rights, fuck your life. Especially when, what's the plan? Okay, so I'm not supposed to vote for Kamala, and then what? Now we're coming to the last 2 weeks, right? And people are trying to say, hey, vote for Kamala because the election's 2 fucking weeks away. Some of us are trying to talk plainly and normally. You know, I am angry, and I get to be angry. I get to be angry. I know emotions are high, emotions are volatile, and like, I'm not happy about like all this shit, and obviously it affects me too, but it's like, we need to talk this out, dude. Like, we need to talk it out, and it's okay. It's okay if it makes people upset. It's okay if people are angry. That is a valid emotion to have, especially when we're looking down the barrel of another potential Trump presidency. And when we're looking down the barrel of a Trump presidency, we're also looking down the barrel of I don't know how many fucking secret alt-right militias that are determined to exterminate marginalized people. And that's not me being crazy. That's not a conspiracy theory. That's like a real fucking thing. That's a real fucking threat. And it has been for a long time. And we haven't been talking about it at all because no one gives a fuck. So yeah, I get to be angry. Other people get to be angry who have experienced similar things, okay? Not everybody, right? It hasn't been everybody, but it's just like, you can't deny my humanity while asking me to recognize yours. And I've done it too. I've engaged in it too. There's been way too much dehumanization going on all around. Every single person this election who has shared their views online has engaged in that in some way. Because this is America. That's what our vote is. That's what our government does. So engaging with the government, you're gonna fucking do that. And guess what? Even if you opt out and say like, oh, I'm not gonna engage with the government, you're still paying taxes, babe. You're not even actively trying to make a decision to make less horrible things happen. You're just leaving it up to the rest of America. And the rest of America is terrible. Like, the collective of America, not great. Not great. Okay, it's okay.
No hate to this creator. She's a phenomenal creator. She's come across my For You page regularly, and I've learned a different perspective on things from her. And she's if you're not following her, please go follow her. Well-spoken, and she expresses herself so that I can easily understand. But make sure you watch her full video that I'm stitching so you can get the full context of why I am saying I'm not trying to talk anything out with them. These white leftists that have been spewing anti-blackness and racism on this app, I'm not trying to talk anything out with them. The people from the brown community who jumped this all off with their anti-blackness and their disrespect towards the black community, I'm not trying to talk anything out with them. Listen, the way I move in this life, once you show me who you truly are, I believe you and I act accordingly. From this point forward, those people will be treated just as I treat the MAGA nuts running around in our society. Y'all have a good day.
And y'all literally could not see past your own fucking issues, your own fucking comfort, or whatever the fuck. I don't care how oppressed you are in this country. I'm sure people are gonna come over and say, yes, me, I'm saying this. I don't care how oppressed you are in this country. Nothing justifies genocide. It costs you nothing to employ that leverage.
No, it cost you nothing. Casting a vote, the leverage you're talking about, that might have cost you nothing. But for some of us, the ability to cast a ballot actually cost everything. I'm so glad that y'all are finally coming out and being honest After months of emotional extortion, trying to convince people that a vote to keep Donald Trump out of the White House is the exact same thing as an endorsement of all of the horrors taking place in Gaza right now. Thank you for finally saying the quiet part out loud, because it was always clear to us that y'all didn't care. There is no way that you could care about marginalized communities and not be concerned with the impact of a second Donald Trump term, because the logic never made sense. Supposedly there's no vote that you can cast to help the people in Gaza, but also don't you dare cast a vote that would help the women bleeding out in hospital parking lots because doctors are too scared to treat miscarriages. All to prove a point to Democrats, who again, based on your logic, are people so removed from the harm that people are living through that they need to be taught a lesson. The lesson being sending them home to their wealthy, privileged lives while the rest of us have to suffer under a second Trump presidency. No, the truth that you just accidentally but helpfully illuminated for the rest of us is that it's never been about people. No, it's been about you being right. It's been about you being able to sit on a moral high horse and claim to have clean hands while the rest of us get dirty and have to deal with the truth about what participating in a democracy actually means. Everyone loves to cite the civil rights movement as their North Star. Oh my God, what would I have done back then? All the while helpfully forgetting that when people were risking their lives to cast a ballot that you now just casually see as leverage, their choices on the ballot weren't between what y'all like to call the lesser of two evils. No, they were risking their lives when their options on the ballot were between two people who likely would have called them the N-word to their face. And now y'all have the audacity to try to tell us we should just forget about all of that and follow your non-existent plan? Yeah, no thanks. It took for us to get 10 days out from the election for y'all to finally admit the truth that you don't care about people. You don't care about the impact on the rest of us if Donald Trump is back in the White House. Let's just hope it's not too late for everybody to receive this wake-up call and make an informed decision about who they're going to vote for in November.
Seriously, lovelies, I totally understand and agree with the first sister that I stitched her video, talking about how Black people, are so different from the normal POC, and why, it's actually very important to differentiate these two. I actually want to, make reference more concerning this affirmative action and why I also feel that she is making a very great point. Because of this affirmative action, I think it all started when a particular Asian student, with all of his high scores, then he was not able to get admission in one of these Ivy schools, and that actually took a lot of, it caused a lot of controversy on the social platforms, which, ended up the schools were sued, and that was how affirmative action, was talked about on how it should be removed from schools. And the thing is that during the course of this affirmative action, a lot of, Asian people or Asian students, actually thought that it benefited, Black people the most. And, the way at which the media portrays it as if people that looks like me are unintelligent and they cannot afford, or they cannot, get a particular score that is being needed to get into these Ivy schools. But because of affirmative action, they have rooms to get into these Ivy schools, then blocking ways for people that is known for their intelligence to get into this Ivy school, which happens to be, Asian people. So because of that, Asian people decided to fight, this removal of affirmative action, even when Black people keep telling them that okay, this does not really benefit us the way at which you guys thought about it, which I actually stitched my videos during the course of that affirmative. I think it's about last year November or something, no, last year August, September, yeah. So even so many Asian people were like, they should remove it, we're not getting admission into Ivy schools, and these guys decided to team up with some pan-colored people. And they never knew that they were actually being used as an scapegoat. So they are trying to they are targeting people that look like me, thinking that, oh, you guys are the one taking whatsoever that belongs to them in terms of getting admitted into these Ivy schools. But without them knowing that this affirmative action of a thing, benefited or is benefiting pine-colored women the most. But no, they do not actually want to see it. They don't want to see it in that angle. Like, some of these pine-colored people, sorry to say that, have this thing when they see that something, or maybe black people is trying to gain something or do something that maybe benefit them, or maybe there's something that might actually benefit them. They try as much as they can to okay, they don't deserve to benefit something like this. Like, this has happened during affirmative action. And this is still happening at the course of this election, right? Yeah. And also what has been happening in Pal and Congo, and nobody wants to actually talk about what would benefit people that looks like me, or what have you. So let me not digress. This affirmative action was fought, broke, thick and thin and all of that, and every other thing that happened with the back and forth fights. These people teamed up with pan-color people that is known to use some POC as a wage for black people, and affirmative action was struck down, and some affirmative action was removed. That was when they now realized that, oh, it is actually not beneficiary to people that looks like me. It actually benefited, But before then, affirmative action have already been removed. And there was this post-affirmative action that actually an article popped up, talking about how these Asian families crying out and not even able to get admitted just the way they were getting admitted, during affirmative actions and all of that. And that was when you now realize that, oh, black people actually told us this. Black people told us that. Oh, so what I'm trying to say is that means anything that will want to benefit people that looks like me, a lot of, POC people, it does not really suit well with them. Like, they want things to go just their way. Like, it's also happening with this thing that is this Gen OC that's been happening between Congo, Paul, and all of that. Nobody is actually talking about what is happening in Congo. People, you know that some power people are even coming for black people for not, supporting them and trying to, who is actually going to fight for people that is in Congo? Everyone is just being selfish. Everyone is just being, oh, my own case is so important. Then what about the oppressed people? For the very first time, it's not even as if everybody have seen the best, maybe in terms of voting and all of that. For the very first time that people that looks like me wanted to think about themselves, they get cancelled. Oh my God, we're not going to seriously. This is just the reason why I feel that, when they say POC, black people, being include is very different, because it's as if black people are just on their own. They are on their own fighting people's cause, fighting other people's or other POC's cause. In terms of how a lot of black people supported for and all of that, use their voices, their platform and blah, blah, blah. But when it's time for these people to actually get help from these POC people, they are now, everybody just, going backwards, leaving them. It's just as if you are with a friend in the middle of an ocean, and, you get to help this friend and all of that. And when it's time for you to drown, and this friend is already in a high shore, this friend decides to leave you to sort yourself out. That is how it is. That is how I think Black people and POC people are. Like, POC people, we like you, we love you. So far, you are not talking about yourself. You are always advocating for them. You are going to be the love of their life. But immediately you want to like say something or talk about yourself and the way at which you feel, it becomes a problem because, oh, you are the problem. You are so selfish. Like, seriously, sometimes I ask myself, is it that they don't see? Anyway, lovelies, why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. Please subscribe, leave a thought in the comment section, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.
I've watched up to this extent. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.